ज्ञानञ्य च प्रतिमं तस्य त्रिकालविषयं भवेत् दूरसृष्टि दूरदृष्टि स्वेच्छया कागतां व्रजेत्.
Shastra Pramana for the power of clairvoyance, identifying the object the other person is holding. This is from Shiva Samhita 5.8384. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, he gets immeasurable experience, knowledge, knows the past, present, future, time, has the Dura Drishti and Druda Shishti, the power of seeing something very far off or the power of listening to something very far off. Or Khagatam, the person who can fly in air, or just abundance, the knowledge, just which overflows, and we can talk about any subject, the omniscience. All this is possible for us, each ultimate science, when we understand the higher reality, who we are. The Paramashiva space in us is the existential reality. Bhagavan says, length, breadth, depth, which collides with space, makes the dust, and which is called time, and which can be experienced only when we are in length, breadth, depth. In the outer world, we start experiencing as time. But when we go into the inner space, the space dimension, how we are as the insider, we start losing the time dimension, and simply the time settles down, the dust settles down, because there is no length, breadth, depth. The more we understand the higher science, how we exist, what does Bhagavan says when we don't have length, breadth, depth, the way we perceive is not there. It is in the quantum space, how we become the witness of the whole self, the inner self, and understand Paramashiva is executing even that you are doing right now. The more and more you go into the inner space, the pure space, you recognize the Paramashiva in you and the ultimate space in you as recognized as Paramashiva. And the beautiful space, which is the space outside, like how the pot is trying to see if the pot can capture the whole space into the pot. But can the pot ever capture it? It is ever existence. Even the molecules of the pots, atoms of the pots, is actually vibrating in the space. There is nothing to break the pot or make the pot. It is just vibration of an object in the space. Everything exists in the space, and we are the space itself. That when we understand Paramashiva more and more, the existential reality, how we exist, and what is the point for us to experience that space. The more we experience that space, we are able to manifest any of that frequency that we want in any of the reality in any way we want. It's like we have the clay dough and we can make it of anything, any use to us. Right now, we are stuck in the mold that we are given. That is where we are not able to function. But if you're given the whole mold to yourself, and what would you do? The creation to yourself. That is what happens when you are the creator. You become the command of the universe, and you just start manifesting all the reality as per your own wish, and everything functions as your own wish. How does it happen? It's like you becoming the $1 trillion kid. Then you buy everything, you manifest everything, you work everywhere in the way you wanted it. That is exactly Brahmanya Bahupurtartam. Bhagavan says you become the favorite inheritance of the cosmos. How the cosmos function, you become the inheritant and you can start functioning like that. That is what the Paramashiva space. You don't have any more struggle. You were like that a space component before you are born and before you are dying. After the death, you are in the same space. All we in the middle, when we are in the dream state, whether we are dreaming, sleep dream or waking dream, we are in the dream state where we perceive things which are not the true reality. When we are able to unclutch from that and stabilize us even for few minutes, Bhagavan says you will be showered with auspiciousness and abundance as reality. And more you reside in that, you become the eternal. You become the space itself and understand there is no birth and death. or struggle, or boredom, or tiredness, or pain, or disease. Nothing exists in the eternal space of oneness with Paramashiva. He becomes the knower of everything and he can just glimpse into everything. How Bhagavan says, the Shankara, he went to the Kasiraja body and had a ray of himself inside the Kasiraja body to have the experience and knowledge of the relationship. All that great science was just downloaded by people or can have a ray into something to understand the greatest science. All the herbs and all that they studied was just experiencing the oneness and receiving the information as themselves, by themselves, as even the herbs or plants or any of the science that they downloaded. That greatest science is what Bhagavan is giving us as reality for us to understand. Beautifully, how Agastya, all the rishis, ganas, nayanamars, all of them experienced. Here, Agastya experienced of power of clairvoyance and how he held the Vindhya mountains. Vindhya mountain got egoistic and he started growing and asked its sun to go around him instead of the Meru. And then Agastya, Devas goes to Agastya to ask him to stop growing because it becomes a hindrance for the sun. And Agastya goes and tells Vindhya mountain to stop growing till he comes back and never goes back after that. But simple integrity and simple obedience, Vindhya mountains just obey whatever Agastya said. The greatest space, how Agastya, how sun, and how Agastya Muni, how they interacted was the ultimate thing for us to understand and start living the higher dimension. This is clearly given the how the intelligence was happening during the Mahabharata. Vanaparva has really noted all these, documented all these as the possibilities. Bhagavan beautifully says how he manifested the greatest science in his early days in Atma Pramana.
Cons he materialized and gave me. That was the time I asked him for the initiation. That was the first time I asked him for initiation. He said, you have to go through step by step. Means the Yaman, all the eight parts, Ashtanga Yoga. And anyhow, he initiated me. The moment he initiated, the place where he initiated this, it's called Kritikai Mandapam in temple in Arunachala temple. The moment he initiated me, he gave me the Shakti mantra. The moment he gave that mantra, simply like a flash, I was able to see the Devi. With Angusha and Pasa, Abhaya and Varada, she was standing in front of me. The moment I saw the Devi, he was telling me, meditate on Devi. I said, she's here, I could see. He had the shock of his life. He himself never expected that I'll have darshan of Devi immediately after initiation. And he asked me, what are you seeing? I said, I'm seeing Devi with the 4 hands. She's there in front of me. He did not believe. Anyhow, he just smiled and left it. But I was filled with joy and ecstasy. When I went back to the house, I picked up a stone, picked up a nail, just hit at the nail, beating. I made like a small chisel out of the nail and started carving what I saw. Whatever I saw, I carved on that stone. It took many days for me. Finally, somehow, I finished. Even then, I was not satisfied with the finishing. There was one friend who used to do this carving. I went and asked him to do asked him to help me. With this help, finally, somehow I finished the final touch. That is the Murti which you saw today evening, today morning, which you saw that Murti that was personally done by me around the age of 5 after the initiation.
Beautifully, Bhagavan described how at age of 5, when a guru initiates, immediately the disciple simply starts seeing as reality Bhagavan himself as his guru initiates, he simply saw Devi and he started carving the beautiful scene. Here you can see how the devotee and Balasans manifested the power, and such a beautiful experience of the devotee, and she is sharing in Shakshi Pramana.
Nityananda. So when I scanned, I saw that the Ganesha idol is on an altar. The altar has 4 pillars, and there are also other deities with him. The altar is in a bedroom off to one side, and the Ganesha is white and shiny with red marks down his nose. And the Ganesha is also in a room where there is a lot of sunlight shining through, and around Ganesha there are incense sticks, and it smells also like very auspicious. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you all can see the Ganesha that she described is exactly as a deity that she's showing in front of all of you.
So beautiful that you saw how the Ganesha was exactly the same thing as how she described, the devotee described. Now we are going to do multiple things are there. Clairvoyance is a power where you can see, smell, hear, touch everything at a very long distance. It can start from 5 feet and it can go up to 50 feet, like the Balasan do third eye reading in many schools in Gujarat. They did and demonstrated on the stage 50 feet of reading, saying the colors, saying the whatever they're holding and the big prints on the t-shirts, whatever they were able to clearly see at 50 feet. That was the most beautiful thing. Now all of us can experience that in one space of Paramashiva. You can have a video camera to record it, or you can have a picture taken before and after how you set up the whole thing. If you have the Jnananjan in the Kantamala, apply in your third eye and your temple. Bhagavan says, if you put a rod between your temple and your third eye here, you will it joins, or you make a triangle and view into your third eye. The point is the third eye. All this Bhagavan gives us for us to understand how we can exist as a higher intelligent being, how consciously we can live. Intelligence, consciousness is but high intelligence, the much higher than what we understand as intelligent. We have only intellect, but he is talking about higher intelligence, the way the source starts manifesting in us as reality. Now you can either wear the eye band and keep the book at 5 feet and start seeing the pages and note down all the detail. Or if you have a partner in any other places, you can call them and you can tell them to hold something or keep something with them or whatever they're working on. You can see and scan their dress color, their objects that they are having, and you can ask them to take a picture and send it to you to see how beautifully it matches. So either way, it's up to you. If you don't have anybody, you can keep book at 5 feet. And if it is living enlightened book, it's wonderful. You can wear the eye band and make sure there's no light which passes your eyes. So even if you get like some of the words correct or the Kundalini energy, that's beautiful. You've started manifesting the powers. If you just get everything perfect, then you have manifested the powers of Paramashiva. Understanding that the who you are is not the I who is inside, but Paramashiva is the recognition of who you are. As long as we think I have to do something, there is a lot of work. As long as you know you are taken care and everything is happening in your life, it's such a freedom and auspiciousness. As per your wish, everything happens as just Paramashiva melts you into the whole space and manifests you into all the reality that you have to do as the reality that you came into existence for. Like Janaka had to rule, Arjuna had to fight. This was their reality. They could not get out of that. How many times Arjuna, even he tried taking sannyas. It did not work because he is a Kshatriya and his prarabdha, he had to go and fight. Whatever he had to do, that has to manifest through him as reality. When you align to your manifestation, you become the excel in all the reality because Cosmos himself floods into your being and starts manifesting as the existential reality and celebrates the existential reality through you. Each one of us is like how we are being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva and manifest all the powers of Paramashiva with all the auspiciousness and abundance. Understanding the science is power manifestation. What Bhagavan says to, he has come down for each one of us to experience and have the prasada. Now sit straight with your head, neck and spines in a straight line. Put away your gadgets for a few minutes. Just about 10-15 minutes and be without your gadgets and be without your thoughts. Tell your thoughts goodbye for some time. Like how you go to sleep, just you're going to be in such a joy, such a bliss, such a oneness and melting to the presence and completely surrendering to Bhagavan's lotus feet. Again and again chanting the Mahavakya and just dissolving into the Mahavakya, vibrating with the Mahavakya will make you manifest everything, auspiciousness, abundance and healing, so much of happening in your life. Other than that, everything just surrender to Bhagavan. Anything comes in between, anything, however difficult, very clearly decide, those are my dreams. I am not going to be touched by that in this session. I am in the pure space of presence. Bhagavan is sitting here. I am not going to waste my time. I am going to be only spending with Bhagavan right now. Just melting in the presence of Bhagavan and chanting the Mahavakya, experiencing the oneness. Sit as Parashakti with 25 heads, 75 hands and 50 hands and 75 eyes, and completely in awareness, witnessing the whole thing. Just be a witness. How you would experience such a important game or such a important movie. Same way, just witness you as that and experience the oneness, melting into Bhagavan's lotus feet again and again. That is unclutching. And being in the bhava, experiencing the oneness and manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Let's start chanting Mahavakya and experiencing the power of clairvoyance.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all directions. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whoever have experienced, please open your eyes and share whatever you experience in your social media that you are connected. All these great truths that Bhagavan is giving us again and again to experience is the conscious space that who we are as per reality. The clock is ticking from the day we are born, and we celebrate actually the birthdays, all the years which are gone. And the clock ticks slowly, Bhagavan says, when you are in the space component, that you look in the inner space. When you are more into the materialistic life in the outer world constantly, your time runs faster. Into all the struggles and all the confusion, it runs much faster. And more you are in the oneness space and recognizing the oneness space and doing the samyamas and fasting, detox, all this, the time runs very slow and finally disappears into the space itself. The consciousness itself as the reality, you become the witness. The more and more you engage yourself into the inner space, the more and more you understand who you are, why you have come here on planet Earth to experience the highest reality. As consciousness, we here to celebrate Paramashiva, and Paramashiva is here to celebrate manifesting in all of us as reality. Again and again, this is the very purpose, core purpose. And we manifesting our whatever we came here that He has designed us for, manifesting in the fullest form and fullest auspicious and abundant space. Instead of doing that, we are confused with our own reality and the perceptions, which makes us struggle through all this and makes us impossible. And again, the boredom, tiredness, and disease and death starts happening. Bhagavan, all he takes us through is a simple power manifestation to get out of all that unclutch and clutch into the Paramashiva space and manifest the oneness of Paramashiva. Drop everything, whatever you know as your incompletions, as your struggles, as your impossibilities. Bhagavan will shower and fill you up with the ultimate oneness and ultimate auspiciousness and abundance. All we need to do is chant Mahavakya, surrender every thought to Bhagavan's lotus feet again and again. When we raise from his lotus feet, we start becoming the space, the ultimate oneness, the quantum, Paramashiva component, and pure that we start manifesting what we came here for, the highest reality. And life becomes such a beautiful oneness space of existence. All that millions of them have experienced, and we can all experience all this greatest power. So the reason why we are here in the power manifestation session, Bhagavan says, do Anga Pradakshina to yourself because you are the chosen one to become the Brahmanya Bahuputratam. You are the ultimate of consciousness. You are the chosen one. So be very clear. It is not somebody, your neighbor or anybody else, your own self, each one of you, whether you're a child or you are a grandpa in some remote village. Bhagavan says, each one of you are here. I have made you come to the planet Earth to experience myself as the greatest celebration, as reality. Krishna said the same thing in Bhagavad Gita. Now Bhagavan has come. Paramashiva himself has come as our Guru for us to experience the ultimate. Let's all experience that in one more cycle. Just unclutch from everything, put away your gadgets, and sit straight with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And continuously hold that space, whatever you want to see remotely. Just hold that space. You can smell, you can see, you can taste, you can even feel the touch. If somebody is ready to touch a true third, no long distance, your eyes, nose, everything, you can experience that still. And it is all one quantum space, and you can recognize Paramashiva. How Gopikas could recognize a physical form of Krishna for each one of them. Thousands of Gopikas, each one celebrated with Krishna individually. That was possible, not just mythology, but in physical reality, because they understood Krishna is the ultimate, and Jnana Vairagya Bhakti, which they had, deep, pure, stable bhakti, devotion, understanding that he is ultimate and we merge into ultimate. Being in that oneness, they understood the higher science, and each one were able to experience the ultimate. All of us can experience that very ultimate, because the very core in us, which is making us see this or experience this power manifestation session itself, is the ultimate, shows that we are with Paramashiva. Holding that is the only cognition, looking in and merging in with Paramashiva continuously. The beautiful space in your heart becomes purer and purer as you chant, and makes you recognize the Paramashiva space where you just merge into the oneness. Automatically it will happen. You don't do anything to go to sleep. It happens. Once you know, you have to relax from the thoughts. Same way, now consciously in deep awareness, you're going to merge into the oneness with the Paramashiva space. Consciously, you can get into that space of oneness by chanting the Mahavakya and surrendering your thoughts to Bhagavan's lotus feet. Let's start with another cycle, chanting the Mahavakya. If you're verified anything in the past cycle, you can hold on for the end of this cycle to post it in the social media. Now we'll have a quick one more cycle. Let's sit straight with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Chant the Mahavakya. Whatever appears, start writing down. And at the end of the session, you can share it with your partner, or you have placed a book a little further away. You want to add the I-band, go ahead. And you can verify at the end of the session. Let's continuously chant the Mahavakya, the whole being vibrating with it, and continuously hold the space. I am Parashakti, I am Paramashiva, I am alive, experiencing Paramashiva.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Now you can open your eyes and verify. And as you verify, go ahead and share it in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. It is in the left corner of your screen. And or you can share it in your social media platform. All that, when you share your space that I am Paramashiva to the world again and again, and if you see the dollar sign on the right side of the YouTube, you can offer your dollar. Each time you offer your dollar, 1 unit of your currency, you will see so much of abundance and auspiciousness that so many things getting lost or missed in life does not happen. Why so much of things happen? Who takes care of dharma? Dharma takes care of you. That is why Karna, the greatest dharma that he did and he held, was the dhana. When he offers everything and he could not even be killed by Krishna, only when he has to take his punya out by Krishna and liberate him, the last and most dharma that he held, that this giving, offering without any thinking, will save him to the last bit. That one thing that he held till the last, the very last, that punya also, Krishna is removed to give him the liberation moksha. So the dharma becomes moksha. Nothing can be lost if you are taking care of dharma. That is your own space of Kailasha inside you, is which you are building as your kavacha. And that, how can you build, is offer to Kailasha, to your Guru, every time you have the possibility. When you offer to the Guru, it becomes a kavacha for you to take care of yourself. Whenever, whatever you offer in the temple takes care of your wealth, your prosperity, your relationship, everything so beautifully. That is why in each of the temple, there's a hundi to take care of you, not take care of the temple. The temple deity is intelligent in reality it needs. It showers. That is why India was the richest place till the Britishers came, because it can no need to anybody to give. But all the kings and the greatest emperors build the temple to create a kavacha. The kingdom is not there even today, not even one. But all their temples are still there, holding that which the king built. That king was safeguarded by all these great punyas that he did. Even 1 unit of our currency will take care of us, build a kavacha, so that all this do not bring us more confusion and delusion. Rather, we are in the beautiful space of Paramashiva. And go on sharing and contribute to others' life. The more other people recognize your Paramashiva, you recognize your Paramashiva space. Each one is breathing because of our Paramashiva space. And nobody can deny or say, no, that is not possible. They can come and experience their inner bliss more and more when they understand the higher intelligence. It is like a tree has to get matured. The ripe fruit falls, not the other fruits. Same way, the inner space matures and more it will start manifesting the next higher realities and understandings. So go ahead and share to everybody. The more you share, the more you are going to understand you are Paramashiva, the higher intelligent self, who you are. If you move all the delusion, you become the pure intelligence and pure happening that you can manifest any reality, abundance and auspiciousness. So let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation to Bhagwan's lotus feet with a deep gratitude for all the showering that he is continuously giving us, and deep earning that Paramashiva, my inner space, should become the ultimate reality, just oneness with you, Paramashiva. One of you, hundreds of you, sitting and manifesting the greatest space of Paramashiva. Thanking each one of you. Let's end the session with a Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. Let's get ready for Kalabhairava Darshan and see you after the next satsang in the Kailash Courtyard.